Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. And in today's video I'm just going to take a quick look at a few Klein tools that I've purchased. Now, Klein tools are becoming more available in the UK, but it does tend to be a little bit hit and miss. Main suppliers do seem to sell out quite quickly. I've only purchased a few items, not very many at all, but these two items here, 11-in-1 and the Pozi 2, I got from Farnell, and then Pozi 1 and the pliers here I got from a supplier on eBay who was just selling off a few items on the cheap. So first item we'll start off is the 11-in-1 here that you see, which I guess is a classic item for Klein tools really, isn't it? You see an awful lot of these in loadouts on YouTube, and I can understand why. The multifunctionality of these, they have different versions of this as well, and you can certainly cut down the amount of tools that you use and utilise this kind of a setup. Now, I know a number of people have complained about the quality of Klein tools available in the UK. I don't have any problem with this. There is a small bit of glue you can see between the acetate and the metal holder inside here, but it's not been any of an issue. Everything's all snug. The handle here is on, no problems whatsoever. I've used this a little bit, not so much professionally, but throughout the house and the garage. It's handy to keep sat around and to use for odd jobs here and there. Obviously, with it being more what we call imperial sizes, it isn't as big a use in the UK. We've got the Phillips screws here, again, not used a vast amount. The slotted, obviously, is slotted, there's no problem with that one there. And then the different sizes, nut spinners, but these are aimed more imperial as well, so they do kind of match up with metric a little bit on the odd occasion, but not very often, only in the smaller sizes really. And then at the other end you've got the Torx here that is usable in the UK, two different Torx ends, and then a square end. Very rare to see square ended screws in use in the UK. Definitely more an American Canadian thing, that I believe. So that's that there. Quite happy with that. As I say, I just keep it around really, just for generalised use, so not a lot of use in professional stakes. Let's go Pozi screwdrivers next. So this is the VDE version of their Pozi screwdriver. Again, probably not overly available in America, but widely available in the UK. And it's the screw that we tend to use more in the UK as well. In terms of the screwdriver that I carry, this is the old CK screwdriver in my current loadout. So you have the lanyard hole there that you don't have on the Klein tools here. Much more of a classically shaped screwdriver handle, rubberized feel. Yeah, much more rubberized than the 11-in-1. This is a bit more of a plasticky, smooth feel to the surface of that, whereas this is a much more of a matte and grippier surface on the VDE screwdriver here, which is the CK here. You've got the shiny red surfaces and then the grippy on the yellow, so you can grip and spin on that element there, but you can do the same with this here on the Klein. Pretty good. Tip wise, we see neither of these have slimline insulation. It's both the stepped insulation that you see here, slightly narrower, tapered approach on the CK as opposed to the stepped approach there on the Klein tools. But yeah, very usable. I don't mind it at all. Having said that, I haven't used this vast amount. It does tend to stay at home a little bit and just kick around. Hasn't replaced the one in my general tool bag, which probably should have done just to get better use out of it, but I'm still quite happy with the CKs at the moment. So that's Pozi 2s, Pozi 1s that you see here. This is the other style of VDE screwdriver available from Klein. On this occasion, this has the tapered slimline finish for the insulation that lines up with the head of the screwdriver against, again, my old CK here. You have the stepped insulation on there. Handles a bit more of a similar shape really, again with the finger operation, the same on both of these. Both of them have the holes for the lanyard should you require it. But I do quite like this. It's a bit more of a bulkier feel to it than my CK one. You get quite good finger control over this, and I've actually placed this in my protection relay toolkit, so I use a fair bit of Pozi one on these. So yeah, a nice little screwdriver again. That to one side, and we can finish off with our pliers. Combination pliers. These are approaching 9-inch combination pliers against the 7-inch pliers from NWS that I currently carry. In terms of functionality of these, you do have a little crimp in here that you don't have on the NWS. The cutting blade probably slightly larger. Again, the nut grip there larger, more even shape than you have on the NWS there. And then you have just the end of the pliers there for gripping. On the NWS you do have a small little hole there for gripping on wires. What I have noticed in terms of these two here, the head on this does close up completely. So if I take a piece of cardboard, I can grip that, no problems. On the Klein tools here, we are no way you can grip that. And this is cardboard, it's not paper, so hardly gripping it all there. And you do get a small bit of a gap in the blade as well. Not sure how well you'll be able to see that on there that I've noticed. But it does still cut, it doesn't affect it in that way, really. These will, and very good leverage on these to actually cut. Solid copper wire there, chomping through no problem. On the which these will cut, but a lot more effort using the NWS than there is using the Klein for chopping through like that. And obviously our little crimper functionality, it looks like this probably maxes out at about 6mm, which I don't have anything of kicking around. I do have this 10mm here. Let's see how we do there. It is fair old. Yeah. Just crimp it. It was hard work, that was. So probably not so good in those type of crimps. Probably okay for a ferrule. You can use. Just crimp those quite easily. Yeah. Perhaps not the same amount of control on the cutter that I have with these in comparison. I guess I'm more used to the other ones. Handles I do find a little bit of an odd shape in comparison to the NWS. I've got the curve here and back out again that you don't have with the NWS. I do also feel there's quite a ridge here at the end, but I guess it's kind of nitpicking a bit really. I just do very, very aware of it. And obviously you have the multi-coloured insulation, so if you break through further down here and you show the white, then you know you've damaged the insulation and need to replace them. But yeah, that's those there. I give them a little bit of use. They do sit in one of my tool bags, but don't get anywhere near the same use as my NWS ones. So that's all of those there. Just a few little tools that I purchased. Just basically more to see what they were like, really. As I say, they are becoming more and more widely available. In the UK they do seem to be quite popular, so I thought I'd just muscle in on the act and see what I thought to them. But that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful, and I'll see you again in the next one.